said if people had the manual and they understood what was going on, they wouldn't suffer. They wouldn't blame it on their partner. They wouldn't have a heartache because they would realize spiritually it's a mirror. All relationships are a mirror for you to do your own healing.
Well, hello, Audrey. She's here. Oh my goodness. I've been so excited to talk to you. And before I just start chit-chatting, I'm going to take a second, Miss Audrey, and I'm going to go ahead and read your bio. First of all, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Audrey Hope is a renowned psychotherapist and a counselor at the Seasons Rehab in Malibu, specializing in soul-level healing trauma, addiction, and relationships. For over 2 decades, she has helped individuals, including celebrities, high-profile clients, break lifelong patterns by uncovering the spiritual and energetic root of their struggles. Blending intuitive insight with therapeutic expertise, Audrey guides people into clarity, freedom, and deeper alignment in life and love. And I am so excited to have you here today. Thank you, Miss Audrey.
It's wonderful to be here. I love the bio. I'm going to love it.
Thank you. I actually wrote that myself.
I know. I love it. I got to have it.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you. Yeah, because what I love to do is, as we told you earlier, so when we're thinking about having, guests on the show, and we really want to have guests that, specializes in the matters of the heart, have worked with people and, couples, all the things. And so when my team reached out to you, they did what I call their research on you. And they're like, oh my goodness, amazing. And then after you and I had our pre-call, because it's a process to get on the show. And so then after we had our pre-call, I was like, wow. And what I loved about it, because when I knew that we were going to have you on the show, what I personally like to do is I also like to do some my own research on you. And so I have a question that I want to ask you right off the bat, because when I was, learning about you, and first of all, you are incredible, Audrey. Oh my goodness.
So much.
No, seriously. Thank you. When I was thinking about, how I wanted to start this, I know that you are such a very intuitive woman, and it's a lot of the work is based on that too. I want to know, how did that start? Like, was that something, when you were a little girl that, you noticed that? Is that something that came on later on in life? Take us back a little bit. Like, let's kind of dive into that, because it's fantastic.
Okay, well, I was born in Brooklyn and Queens, so it's not something that people from Queens or Brooklyn really do, is follow the spiritual path. So I was kind of on my own thing very young, and I always knew my name is Hope, and I've always known deep in my heart, like I have a chip, like I feel like I've been chipped very young, that with my name and with all the things that I love to do, that I'm on a special path and I better train myself. Like I took guitar lessons as a kid. I went to England. Like I had weird dreams. And I was always on the path to become my best self. And so I would listen to music. I would find great teachers to work with. I work with teachers that nobody knew about. Like I was on a quest.
Okay.
And
from
it's
an early age.
From a very, very early age.
Wow.
And I've been told, I was acting as a kid, and I was told that, there was always something about me, when my teachers would always say that, and everywhere I go. So I kind of got, the message that I better really just be on the path and become my best self. So I've always done that. I always wanted to take care of myself and make sure I lived up to my name.
Okay. Because you already had this from an early age. You already knew the way that they were. Okay. Did you grow up with your mom and your dad? Did you have any brothers and sisters? Okay. What was that like for you?
Mom and dad, 2 sisters, and dad had a clothing store. So I was really into fashion. That's where it started. I mean, a department store, could you imagine? So,
oh my goodness.
I was always
in New York?
in New Jersey.
In New Jersey, okay.
So I was always giving out clothes, like I would give it to my friends, and so I was always like that. And I just want to say the intuition is something that came later, really, because it develops as you heal. You know,
Okay.
for your audience to know, as you heal and drop the baggage, drop the luggage, you naturally become more intuitive. So
Ooh.
that's something that I always work with my clients about, like, pay attention, what I call that still small voice from within. And if you get quiet enough and you get rid of the baggage and you work on your issues, you really will become very, very intuitive.
Okay, okay, that's fantastic. So this is something that you knew from an early age, but you also knew that was something that you were kind of growing into
Yes.
as you okay, okay. So as you were growing into, you started noticing that your intuitive nature and your way to just really sense things started becoming more and more clear for you.
Yes. And also the path comes to you. So as I said, oh, I want to be the best.
Yes.
I want to influence the world. I've always known that. It was always a global, big planetary thing for me. So
No, Audrey Hope is not small. It's like it's big. Yeah,
never
it's yeah,
small,
yeah, yeah.
never
They're so
small.
small. Yeah.
And you kind of stand out in Brooklyn if you're like that. So I also you have to listen to your heart, right?
Okay.
And so the teachers that I had were very spiritual, very
Okay.
unusual. And that path came to me. Books would come to me. The next thing to do would come to me. So I'd also say to your audience, when you want something, when you want love or you want to become authentic, let go,
Let go.
surrender, and
Okay.
the right things will come to you. And that's what happened. I'm going to laugh because I'm wearing a yellow shirt, but follow the yellow brick road.
Oh, that's fantastic. And well, in the movie Wicked 2 is out. I'm telling you, yes. Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
How did when you started, really tapping into that and tapping into that intuitive nature, how did that apply, as you kind of honed into that and you started, noticing and having this intuit
Well,
whatever,
right, right. It really happened. So I was acting and I was a very talented actress,
okay.
doing a lot of stage, a
So
lot
you
of,
used to so you used to be an actress. Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
So and
Okay.
comedy and all that. But when I came to LA, I worked in a clothing store to support myself on Main Street in Santa Monica.
Okay.
So this is where it really happened.
Okay.
I worked with women, and women would come in to the store and hate their bodies, hate the way they look.
Okay.
I was blown away. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I
Okay.
couldn't believe that, well, I got a little bit here, and so I became very into that issue,
Okay.
women women's issues,
Okay.
and I decided that I had to do something about it. So I'm telling you, I was one of the first people on YouTube. I mean, I look at it now and I'm like, I was alone. I
You're like the
alone,
yeah,
alone, alone.
like
And
for real OG. You're like the OG on YouTube. When
oh my
YouTube
God,
wasn't like it was
I started a talk show called Real Women,
okay.
positive role models for women.
Okay.
And I would get the tapes, write the shows, do everything myself. I had a little mailbox, and I was the first one. Like there was one other person doing what I say is life altering perspectives,
Okay.
and I would get books from people because there was no resource for people to be interviewed, and I would get really amazing people to
Okay.
want to be on my show. But I started for the reason that I wanted to tell women they were brainwashed because from working in the store, they didn't know that the reason they hate their bodies, the reasons they're not young enough, good enough, skinny enough, is because the society, the culture, everything teaches them that. And I had to do something. So my first show was about, do you know you're brainwashed? And that
Oh
was
my
the first
goodness, that's
on
that's
that.
amazing.
Yeah. And then I started to research what they did to women through the history. And I really became obsessed with it. I couldn't believe, like, really. And So the show really I took off after that.
Okay. Okay.
And, it was a lot to carry tapes to TV studios. I would put, flyers on boards, coffee shops. I'd go with my little, things, thumbtacks.
Yeah, you were hustling. You were like,
And
this
then
is out.
and then I started to have a team. I would have a team that would make flyers, and it became a thing. You'd think I was nuts,
Okay.
really. You had to be
Okay.
crazy. And I would meet incredible people. A lot of the people that are in books right now, I met them when they first started. Marianne Williamson, Joan Borisenko, just great women. And yeah, I would interview them, read every single book that they had, and started that quest. And then I was still working in the store, and women
Okay.
would come in and ask for help.
Okay.
And then they would bring their friends to the clothing store. I'm
Oh my
like,
goodness. You're like full therapist in the
"Oh,
clothing
yeah, yeah."
store.
It was really happening, like, naturally like that. And then I would invite them to my house, and then they would bring their friends, and then I would have a living room, and I'd have a little thing, okay, put a little, cash in to buy tea, and that was like that. And then somebody heard about me. Well,
Okay.
actually, I surrendered, and I said, "Okay, this is something really big here.
Okay.
Where do you want me, Lord?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until you give me it." I really waited. I swear I waited. I
Okay.
sat in my living room and I went like on a chair in the middle of the living room. I
Okay.
did this and I said, "Okay, show me what you want me to do." And I knew that it would have to be something that would either be at my door or a
Okay.
phone call. And somebody did call me
Oh my
and
goodness.
they said, "Come with me to a rehab." Now I said, "Okay, rehab. What's a rehab?"
Yeah.
Yeah, well, come with me, and because I'm like, I had to go because I was doing this experiment that whatever would come to me while I was on the chair. And then I went to the rehab, and they hired me. They hired
Wow.
me a few months later.
You weren't even trying to apply for this job. They just
There
hired you.
was no job.
Oh my goodness. There was no
It was
job.
just, "Audrey, why don't you come and start doing healing?" It was about 6 months after I went there. And
Okay.
then I remember I was with a lot of, different, like, psychiatrists and you name it. And, they started giving me clients, and I started having breakthroughs. And I
Wow.
realized I'm onto the soul. So I was being a pioneer, and I bringing soul healing, and I
So cool.
created my own thing, like, it's not like, oh, somebody does Reiki or somebody does meditation. No, no.
No,
I
no.
was just using spiritual techniques to help them transform and
Mm.
get like at what I say at the root of the issue. And I really had tremendous breakthroughs. Somebody who didn't paint, all of a sudden they're painting.
Oh my
Somebody who
goodness.
didn't sing, all of a sudden they're singing. And I saw the transformation. It was obvious.
Okay.
And so it expanded from that, and then, it really was incredible because very sick people, very famous people, and then we even did a show, Celebrity Rehab, which was on in
Oh,
England, and
okay.
I started to get, really like somebody came in, their father died, I would say like, "Oh my god, your father was murdered." Like, "Really?" Like, then it started to become very psychic.
Okay, let's talk about that. Wow.
Yeah, and then it
Miss
became
Miss
yeah, like
Audrey, hold
yeah,
on. That's oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Then it
Wow.
became like something really a God's gift.
Okay, a God's gift. Okay, so let's shift in that. So as you are exploring this and you're realizing, wow, I have something here. I'm really helping people on a soul level. Okay. And as you are experiencing this, then where did that like start coming out? Like, were you like, what just happened? Did it was, when you started realizing this is more psychic too. Like, I got
Oh,
something
it
here.
was all levels.
It was all
It was
levels.
all levels.
Oh
I
my
call
god.
it a one-stop shop. I
Okay.
really wanted to help. I was very determined and
Okay.
very clear. My computer's clear, you know?
Yes.
So I was
Yes.
available for it, and
Okay.
my sincerity and my heart really wanted to do it.
Mhm.
So I really started to get, like, wild stuff on people. Like,
Okay.
I had a client who had terrible things happen to her
Okay.
very young.
Okay.
None of it made sense. It was like a curse.
Okay.
And I said, "What's going on with you? You have the worst luck I've ever known."
Okay.
And I opened up, you know, like you have your prayer. I go, "Show me the way." And I saw that her grandmother came into the room. Her grandmother had passed. Like, okay. And she showed me that she taught her Satanism. And I saw candles and I saw all sorts of stuff. So I said to her, "Did your grandmother teach you this?" And she said, "Yes. How'd you know?"
So yeah, because you guys didn't have that conversation,
There
and
was no
she
way I could
knew.
know. I don't
She would
know.
not
I don't
know.
know people. They come in.
Yes,
I don't know them.
yes, yes, and
Sometimes
that's
when I work in a
very
rehab, I have no time with someone. They
mhm,
could die.
yes.
I sometimes get 50 minutes and that's it. I
Wow.
gotta take my shot,
Okay, okay.
right? So I had to be
Yeah,
really fast. And
okay.
she said, "Yes, that really happened." I said, "Well, we gotta clear this because you are living out the karma of your grandmother." So
Wow.
I had to clear I know, and stuff like that. Then I had another case where the young girl
Mhm,
to die. She was about 16 and she was on watch, suicide watch. And I saw something with her house. And I said, "Where are you living? Like, what happened to the house?" She said, "It's a new house." I
mhm.
said, Was there a fire?" She goes, "Yeah, in the house that was there before. It was a school and it burned down."
Oh,
I
wow.
said, "Well, the little girls are haunting you at night and they're wanting you to die."
Oh,
After I did this, the girl didn't wanna commit suicide anymore. So you see what I'm saying?
yes.
There's only proof if you real change. So
If it
nobody laughs at this anymore or calls it, you know what I mean?
yes,
Because the proof is in the pudding.
right.
I'm able to say I'm able to back it up, you see?
Mhm. Yes. Yeah, because you're saying something that is 100% true to what happened to them,
Well,
and
she didn't
you
wanna die anymore.
and she's not gonna die.
So this is beyond psychology, you
It
see?
is, it is. How did oh, that's fascinating,
Fascinating.
and oh, it's fascinating. How did that also start, you know, transferring over, when it comes to the matters of the heart and things that you were noticing when, I know, you're like, "Girl, we're gonna be on here all day today. This is
Oh,
gonna be
no,
fun."
this is a great question because it's
Um,
bringing it to the heart, which is relationships.
yes,
Because, I work in the rehab, so I work with trauma, I work with
yes,
addiction,
yes,
all issues, right?
yes.
Self-esteem, all kinds of things. But it
Yeah,
always comes down to relationships,
it
and
does.
everybody wants to know about relationships. So I started to really track this,
Okay,
studying
okay,
people,
okay.
studying what's going on with people with relationships. So that's my book that I've been working on for 20 years, which is like, getting the little nuggets of like, do this, do this, do this. And this is what's really going on, the
Mhm.
spiritual science of relationships. And I said if people had the manual and they understood what was going on, they wouldn't suffer. They wouldn't blame it on their partner. They wouldn't have a heartache because they would realize spiritually it's a mirror. All relationships are a mirror for you to do your own healing. So seeing that way changes the whole picture.
Oh, wow. So when you started, working with people and, and like you said, different areas of their life, different things that they were going through. One thing that you noticed that kept coming up was relationships. Yeah, because it does. I'm like, again, that's so funny you said that. I remember I was a sales trainer for many, many years, a very um well-respected sales trainer. And I took a group of women and, we were in a male-dominated, industry. And I literally took a group of women and I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna change this up. We're gonna
Yes.
change this up. We're gonna class up, we're gonna make it a little more fancier. We're not gonna wear their, how what they're dressing, and we're gonna change this up." And I remember we did it. We did it. We kind of pretty much changed the actual industry that we were in. We were making more than the boys, and it was pretty badass. But I am not even kidding you. No matter what, when we got to that certain point, all of them wanted to talk or had issues with relationships. That was the core. It wasn't even about the money anymore. It was like, okay, the relationship that they had, obviously with themselves, but really
Yes.
the relationship that they had with their hearts, with their partners. So it does. It comes down to relationships. So when you started working with people
Yes.
and they were struggling specifically, with relationships, what are some things that you just started noticing? Was there a repeating thing that kept happening? What was it you started noticing?
We marry our issue.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay. So if you don't take care of it, I call it a soul wound,
Okay,
like age 5 or 6 with the loss of self. That's what it is.
okay,
It's a real soul thing. It's not what other people do to us, it's what we do to ourselves because of it. So even the trauma comes down to a soul issue, right? And you gotta have a soul retrieval and you gotta pull it back. So and you gotta get it back and you gotta be powerful and divine. That's what this whole trip is about, to get back to your power, right?
okay.
And it's been taken from us, especially as women. We could blame it on Eve. They did a whole number on Eve in the Bible. You know what I mean? They blamed it all on her. And there's a lot of history about the matriarchal system way before the Bible, okay? Women were goddesses, women are goddesses, women are powerful. So when I started to work on people, I started to see these patterns evolve, that they were marrying and trying to heal something that had happened very young. And if they
Okay,
didn't take care of it, they're gonna find it in their partners. So that's the root of the healing right
that's
there.
the root of the
Take
healing.
care of it, right, on
Okay.
every level, right?
Yes, yes.
And of course, there's also a lot of abuse that's taken place. That's again a loss of a self. You have to be able to be whole and healed in order to love. Because again, if you're looking for someone to save you, and women do that a lot, that's a big problem. What if somebody leaves you? What are you gonna do? Die? So you have to be whole and healed before you venture out into a relationship, and don't look for the relationship to save you. Okay, that's it. So I say marry yourself, right?
Marry yourself.
Heal yourself, marry yourself, and then go off as icing on a cake. The relationship has to be the whipped cream, not the whole shebang. And so when you bring these points to people and they go, "Oh," it starts to heal the heartache and the pain. That person did that to me. The blame that happens in healing. You gotta blame everybody at first, but then there comes a time where you have to transform the story. Your
Oh,
identity is not the family and what happened to you. Your identity is your spiritual identity, the alchemy, the crucifixion to the resurrection. Who are we without our stories? Who are we without our families? That's where it gets really powerful.
wow. So you really have to dig in there and get to the root where that came from. And I
Yes,
think it's
you have to
something
own it. You have to own it and be
gotta own it.
accountable.
You gotta, like, take that and be able to get to that root and own it, and I love that you said what's happened to us in our stories doesn't determine who we are. It's just, it basically is just basically what's happened to us. It's not who we are necessarily.
Yes, and if we keep the story,
Mhm.
we get the benefit of the wound, they say. I think Carolyn Mace coined that. The benefit of the wound, which is, "Oh, I was so abused." And 20 years later, you're still using that, and that's the wound, and that's your identity. Well, you wanna burn things when you heal it. You wanna get rid of the luggage. I always say we're looking for a vacuum.
We wanna get it gone, gone.
We're trying to delete the files. And what happens in healing is you understand the story and you could write a thesis on it. But what about the vacuum that needs to get it out of the head to transform it? And that's where spirituality comes in. It
That's
offers the burning, the divinity of the turning it into something. Like Viktor Frankl in A Search for Meaning. He's in a Holocaust, and how did he survive it and then go out and like help the world? Make your trauma do something for you.
Oh, that's powerful. You know what? And it's interesting. This is very interesting. I kind of had some questions, that I wanted to ask you based on, our conversation and something I'm looking at. One of the questions is coming up. So based on what we just said, for the women who are strong and successful, but struggle to trust or receive love, what does soul level healing look like?
Well, our ancestral generational lines, our mother's 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 mother, our father's 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 father,
Mm,
carry the wound of the woman. So, guess what? We have memories of being burned at the stake,
mm.
not being allowed to be powerful. We actually have it in our cell memory, call it past life too. We know that we could get killed in our cells if we are powerful. Women hold that. So to be powerful, there's this thought system. No man's going to love me if I'm so powerful, if I make more money. That has to change.
That has
So
to change.
that has to change. We have to know through the law of vibration that we will meet a soulmate. We have to let go of a lot of these belief systems that we're carrying in our nervous system, in our cells, and in our generational ancestral lines. If we've seen our mother give a power away to a man, wow, we're going to try so hard maybe to not be like her, but we're still going to have parts of it that need to be healed. So you have to go inside the body and find out what's in there, and you got to take it out.
You gotta take it out. I know that, when we talked on our pre-call, we talked just for a moment about this, but I know that you have a very beautiful, loving no, there's no perfect relationship, but a great relationship with your husband.
Mhm.
How long have you been married? And prior to meeting him, when it came to the matters of the heart, did you struggle or was he your kinda like first? Like, how did that
Oh,
play
God,
out?
no.
Okay, no, I wanna hear that. Yeah, that's really good because the work you're doing, I can imagine,
And
yeah.
that's why I'm doing this, my book, and then there'll be a prayer, which will be an activation to call it in.
Oh,
Because
I can't wait. You coming back when's
I
that
know
book
a
gonna be
lot of
done?
people I help get married because this is what I did.
Okay,
Okay, so the first part of the book is gonna be, like, exactly what you need to do, like a business plan. You gotta do
okay.
this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this.
Audrey, you better get that book because 'cause you're coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Okay,
And then it's on my floor. And
okay,
then you have to, call it in and use spiritual energy to magnetize it,
okay,
okay? So what I did was that, and it seemed never ending. It seemed really painful, "Where's mine?" And a lot of people go through that, and you just like the Buddha, I found out was very tired. I was very tired. And like, where's mine? And I'm on this quest. And when you're on this quest and you're on the light path, you have to know that it's a hard path.
okay. So we're gonna talk about that. So you were a single lady
Yes.
and you were also, doing your career, building
Yes.
things or okay.
Yes.
And so, and I said this to you, um, you know, the listeners, the podcast family listeners, we either I would truly say this for the most part, very high achieving women.
Yes.
We are doers and getters, shakers and bakers, just like you and I. And women that truly have purpose in their life, but they also they have purpose. They listen to the show because they're like, absolutely, because what I love to say is I truly believe with all my heart, we can have both. We can have purpose and follow our purpose, but we can have great love too. You don't have to pick. You don't have to pick. So those are our listeners. And I would say half are single and half are married, and they literally are looking also. The single ones are, looking for love, but they're struggling a little bit because they're when it comes to the matters of heart, that's why we're having these conversations. So you can help us out today, Audrey. And then the women that are usually married, they come to the show too to really enhance themselves, enhance their relationship, and learn. Okay, so it's perfect for both. But you yourself were a very high achieving woman, and it sounds like from the very beginning, you always had this kind of gift in you, and you had a purpose. So you are a single lady and you're out and about in the world, and the work that you're talking about right now is work that you had. Oh, this is good, Miss Audrey. Okay, let's talk. Tell me that
So I
story.
was on the quest,
Okay,
very frustrated,
okay,
very sad,
mhm,
because it was like, enough already. I
okay,
had done everything. I was doing my work, I was really healing, I was taking responsibility for what I may bring to the table. I was doing all that
okay,
over and over again.
okay, over and over.
So I met amazing teachers. Sometimes I'd cry, "Where's mine?" Just like everybody else.
Yes, yeah,
And then this really amazing teacher, I forget where they were from, like Australia. I
okay,
had somehow met them or anything, and they said, "Audrey, you just give it up, just like surrender, and
okay,
just like wait for the messages." So what happened was, and this is true,
okay,
I I don't know if I was sleeping, I can't remember now. I got a tap on my shoulder. I'm alone. I got
okay.
a tap on my shoulder and I heard a voice. And the voice said, "Go on plentyoffish.com." What's plentyoffish.com?
It's
It
great.
would
It's you guys,
not
Plenty
let
of Fish hold on, let me just say this real quick. I'm gonna plug Plenty of Fish. Plentyoffish.com. I've personally have worked with so many people, and they
really.
meet their husbands
I
on
didn't
it.
even know I didn't know about it. I knew about eHarmony and whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Me, I got a lot of stories about, like, if you're gonna do the apps, you gotta do it with a sense of humor.
Yes,
You
yes,
really do, and you gotta do it in a wise way because
yeah,
you will have funny stories to tell at
yes,
the end.
and I love it because I feel like it's a tool. It's a good
It's
tool.
it's on the train.
Okay,
You're
you're on
using
the
the
train.
train. And
Ladies, get on the train if you're single.
yeah, and if the guy, looks 25 years older than his picture, laugh about it, go next. But
Next,
do
okay,
it
so
with
you
a sense of
you
humor,
get
but
the tap.
I got the tap,
Okay,
and the tap wouldn't let me sleep. It was go on plentyoffish.com as if a little angel. That's also the Course in Miracles was written that way. I don't know if you know that. It was written by psychologists in New York, Columbia
okay.
University, who were kept up at night and said, "You have to transcribe what we're going to channel to you."
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. Yes. There's a book about it called Journey Without Distance. I think that's the name of it.
Okay.
And how these people like, "Why me? Leave me alone." Like, "No, you're gonna have to get up and type the book." And
My
they did.
goodness.
This is a real true story.
I believe
So
it,
this is what
yes.
happened to me. And I'm like, "Okay." I was already on eHarmony. I was already doing the apps.
Okay.
And I'm like, "Okay, whoever's there is telling me that. I guess I'm gonna have to do it." So I went on and there's like hundreds and hundreds of people. I'm like, "What the hell?" And then I just went, "Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it." Very reluctant. And then I saw this guy and it said, "I'd like to say help the world." I'm like, "Okay, that's good. I'll go with him."
You're adorable. You're like, "Okay, I like that."
So he got in touch with me. I'm like, "Okay." I mean, again, reluctant as can be.
Yeah, okay,
Like,
okay.
"Okay, we'll meet at the thing," and,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
from New
yeah.
York. He's very spiritual. I'm like, "Whatever."
Okay, okay.
You gotta be a little jaded after you do all the apps, come
Yeah,
on. It's the
because
truth.
she's been guys, this is great. She's already kinda like saying, she's been
So now
single for a
I go, I
while.
make a
Yeah.
date, I'm like, "Whatever," and I'm going to the door to go get ready to go in the car, and I hear a voice. That voice again said, "Do not call him Michael." I'm like,
What
"What?
the
Don't call him Michael."
uh,
I'm like, "Okay, I won't call him Michael." So I go, I meet him at the hotel, I'm there early. He comes in, he pushes the chair to me, and he goes looks me in the eye, and he goes, "You wanna call me Michael, don't you?"
No, no, no. Oh my good. You're like, okay, that's it. Someone is has to be pranking me right now because this is crazy.
So that was the sign because, you gotta look for signs. If you're gonna do a spiritual thing, you always gotta look at the signs.
Yes.
So I'm like, "What?" And then he happened to be a very spiritual guy, Jewish, I'm Jewish, from New York. He had a guru. I was, blessed to know Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who was Gandhi's teacher. That's an amazing story how I met her, and she taught me about, certain meditations for
Yeah.
healing, and so did he. He had somebody also. That's unusual. So we had a lot of the same things, and I had to be with someone spiritual.
Yes. Was his
That,
name
you know,
Michael?
his name is David, but
Yeah.
he felt he had to say that to me
Wow.
because a lot of people call him Michael.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that was a sign, and then from there, that was, kinda it, and then, I think we got married 6 months later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it was you pretty much that was it. You guys knew.
Yeah, because, a guy that has crystals in his house, you know, it's not an easy find.
That's fantastic.
So,
How
yeah,
long you been married? How long you been married now?
about 14 years.
Fantastic. Okay. Oh, this is so good. Okay, now another question just came up. Okay. Oh, ready? Here we go. You've worked with celebrities and high profile clients. What have you learned about how unresolved trauma affects relationships?
Well, the fame and the money, the notoriety, it doesn't do anything for the trauma
Okay.
at all. It's a curtain, and if you don't handle it, it's still gonna be there, and when it goes away, you might have a catastrophe.
Really? What talk
I
about that.
mean,
What do you mean by that?
you're used because football players that have been stars, musicians that have been stars, and it goes away, it really some people wanna die, because that's what they live for, that fame.
Mhm.
So, I learned that, everything has to be about the real authentic healing, no matter how much money you have or whatever, and if you're marrying someone because they look good. I work with a lot of billionaires now. We got a
Mm.
couple of billionaires
Okay.
and sometimes they marry women because they look good, because they didn't handle their low self-esteem.
They didn't
And a
handle that.
lot of women don't understand that men have self-esteem problems that never got handled.
Okay.
And it's important to know if he's not calling you back, sometimes it's because you're too much and they're a little afraid. Sometimes it's not you, it's them.
It's them. It's the work that they haven't done yet
That's the work they haven't done on their self-esteem.
on their self-esteem.
Uh,
Okay. So those are the different levels. Okay, well, another question just came. Oh, this is so good. Okay. Um, what emotional or energetic patterns do you see that block women from healthy love? And how can
say that
they
again, say that again. I wanna think about that. Say that.
what emotional or energetic patterns do you see that block women from healthy love and how can they start shifting them?
Okay, great. Okay. Emotional patterns also have to do with self-love.
Okay.
So a woman will make a bad business deal.
Okay.
She'll say, "Okay, love me a little. I'll take a crumb and I'll give you everything." That's a bad deal, right?
That's a
You
bad
wouldn't go
deal.
to the bank and say, "Here's all my money. You can keep it." So women have real self-love issues,
Okay.
and they need to make new, I call it the sovereignty of the self. They need to make new boundaries. I will not, uh, put myself down. I will not criticize myself. I will not say I'm not good enough, smart enough, skinny enough. That has to stop. That negative self-slapping, women do it, I can say 100%.
Okay.
No, at any level, women still do that, and it has to stop. And that's a block that needs to be healed.
So when women are in those self-sabotaging, like you said, patterns,
Yes.
and it's like almost I would say it's like that weird constant chatter, right? Of just the negativeness, or like you said, oh, I don't like my body, oh, I don't like this, oh, I'm not good enough, or all the things. That is also something. And you know what? It's interesting that you're just saying this too, because I have these episodes every week. And every time that we're having conversations, obviously with the matter of the heart, there is like, you guys, honestly, it's what it is. We're all human beings and we come into this world, and the world is, just full of just such disempowering things. And Audrey Hope just literally was just talking about that in the beginning of the show. And when we talk about doing the work, and she's talking in a soul level, it's really, to me, I feel this with all my heart too. It's working with someone, because can you kind of talk about that? And I'm not plugging, obviously, if you want to, get a hold of Audrey Hope, but that's not what I'm not talking about. I'm talking about this type of work too. There's a beginning of discovery. And that's why I love these conversations. These conversations, for me, when we have these type of conversations, they are openings. You start getting some clarity. You start getting some awareness, sometimes for the very first time. So some of the things that you're saying today, could be one of the listeners like, wow, I never heard it that way. For you, because this is what you do, this is your profession. For you, it's just like, bloop, it just happens all the time. This is how you think, this is how you talk, this is the work you do. But for somebody listening today, it could literally be like, what are they talking about? And that to me is so powerful, ladies, because that's where you start getting some different clarity, some different information.
Yes, because you can get divorced, you could break up, you can move away, you can spend time away from your last relationship. You can get the paper and sign it, but that energetically doesn't mean that person isn't still corded to you and connected to you. So if you're wondering, why don't I have a new love? It's because the old love is still energetically chained to you. So if you want, you got to look on an energy level and cut those cords, because a divorce paper will not do it. If you didn't heal what that person did to you, they are going to be in your nervous system. So you got to take what I say is like a flashlight and go in there and find the cord. You got to find, and you will find it. There hasn't been anybody that can't see the cords. They
Okay.
see a cord to their old lover, their husband, and they did not cut it. You,
You know what? Is that why, Audrey? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I have to say this because you just brought something up.
yeah.
If they didn't cut it, is that why you'll hear like certain people will say stuff like, I'm going to just say this to you. They'll say, I just can't get over that person. It's been 20 years
Yeah.
and I still think that's the love of my life. That's
Yeah.
not necessarily true. It's because they haven't cut that energetic. Can you talk about a little more about that
Okay.
and
Right.
how to cut it? You know what I mean? Like
So we are energy beings. I mean, we can
like,
go to Tesla and Einstein. We're made of energy. Come on, that's like a missing piece in healing, right? And in order to be divine and healthy, we have to have the water bottle 100% filled and closed. But what we do energetically is we leak our energy. You know how they say we only use a little bit of our brains? Well, we energetically could have given all our energy to our relationships, because as women, we do that. We give it away and we don't realize that we only got 5% of our soul light in our body. We have to get it back.
okay,
We have to be 100% energetically restored. Our energy belongs to us.
okay,
So you need to understand that our relatives, the our fathers who may have criticized us, they took something. We have a cord to them too.
okay,
We criticize ourselves because they taught us how. So we have to energetically see that root. Dad, you did that to me. I'm not doing it to myself. We got to go confront them energetically in an imaginary healing space. And you got to find out where, like your client, your audience right now could just close their eyes,
okay.
just pretend they have a flashlight, know they have the computer ability to do this.
Okay, I'm going to slow you down a little bit. You guys, honestly, if this is resonating with you, wow, this is so powerful. And you're not driving and you're in a place that you can take a moment, let's do this. So for those of you that are like either driving or on a walk and you're not able to do this, that's okay. She's going to walk you through something real quick. go ahead and listen to this podcast later on again. But those of you that are in a quiet space and you can sit down and you have like a little private space, after this podcast or whenever you can, I want you to just follow this. It's a very simple step that we're going to do right now. Okay, Audrey.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'll go slow.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone close their eyes and take, that deep, deep breath,
Okay.
that cleansing breath. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. And now imagine the most amazing sun light over your head. We all know what the sun is. We bless the sun. It's so powerful we can trust it. And imagine it's golden yellow and a little orange, and it's electrical. I want you to say to yourself in silence now, I am ready to have great love, and I will do whatever it takes. And I want you now to imagine this great sunlight, like liquid light, open up a piece of your head and allow this beautiful light to go into your top of your head and down your spine. So you're allowing this beautiful healing light to go into every cell of your body. And feel how amazing it is to deserve the light. I deserve the light. I am the light. And I deserve the best. And I want you to see that the light turns into like a flashlight. And you say to yourself, I want to know if there are any cords in my body that I am still holding to an old partner, an old love, an old relationship. Take a breath and let your body lead you. You'll know it's your head, your chest, your heart. Find the cord. See what the cord looks like. Is it a chain? Is it a string? And very gently, track the cord and see where the cord and who the cord is attached to outside of your body. It might surprise you. It might be someone from long ago. But I want you to see this person, see the cord, and maybe say something to this person in this healing space. Like, I am ready to cut this cord and be free of you. This is something I never told you. But now I'm going to free myself from our relationship that is still in me so I can be free. Tell this person whatever you need to say. And when you're ready, cut the cord. If it's a chain, you might need an axe. Whatever it is, you're allowed. Just cut the cord and say to this person, I am now ready to be free of you. And I am now taking back all of my light and my soul energy from you, all the energy that's mine, that you're still holding, my light and my soul, my divine energy. I'm calling it back into my body because it belongs to me. And it'll come back in as light and let it come into your spine, that little pillar. That's a powerful place, the spine. And just feel all that energy come back into your body. Feel the freedom. And in that space of freedom now, say, I am free now to meet a new love and to have the best relationship. Now take a deep breath. Again, feel flooded with that light. And create a shield around you, a golden shield. 2 feet above, 2 feet to the right, 2 feet underneath, 2 feet to the left. And sit on a throne. A beautiful throne. Women deserve to be queens. Just feel what it's like to sit on a throne. I am taking back my power. And I want you to feel the golden light in your heart. And if you're looking for a new love, make it a magnet. Send it out into the world. I am now magnetizing my true love to me. We have the same heart. And I'm allowing this person to come into my life. Amen.
Oh, man.
Okay, okay.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, Miss Audrey.
You saw a cord?
And it was with a friend, a girlfriend of mine.
See, it could be anybody.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I really went there.
Well,
Wow,
maybe
I'm
because
very
time it's not about time. People think, "Well, that happened
oh,
with the soul, there's no time," you see?
no, no, I didn't even realize that until I did this right now. Uh,
I know,
no,
right?
seriously,
And then you see how this stuff
that is so healing. Like, I feel like I was letting her finally someone that I grew up with and, many, a long time ago, um,
yes.
the friendship ended pretty abruptly, and it was pretty intense, and but weirdly enough oh, this is kinda weird. I know we weren't gonna take it this way, but it just came up, so I'm gonna go with it with you. Weirdly enough, it was a it was a friend of mine that I've known, like I said, for a very long time when I was younger, and I've always been very, fortunate that a lot of the women, my friends in my life, I've had really healthy, great relationships. And this particular friend of mine, um, I always wanted to look at things, in a positive way. And weirdly enough, my mom, I'm very close to my mom. My mom has always seen me with girls and friends and people, and she's very intuitive. And of all the people that my mom has met, and I know a lot of people, she's never said what she said to me about this particular person. When we were little girls, she literally would tell me, and my mom was very nice to my friend, and my friend was actually very nice to my mom. My mom said, "Oh, I don't have anything against her. Like, she's nice to me." She said, "But I can't shake this. Charlene, she's not your friend. She's going to hurt you." And I'm like,
Wow.
I
Wow.
we were young, so I didn't know what that was about. My mom has never said that to me about any other person. And when everything went down, she didn't do the, like, "I told you so," but she literally said, like, almost a sign of relief because she knew it was coming one day, and we were friends for 40 years.
Wow.
And when it ended as dark and dirty as it can be.
I understand.
And,
Mhm.
so I thought, I've kind of let that go, but I honestly think I needed to energetically cut that cord.
Where in your body was it?
So thank you.
Was it in your heart?
It was literally in my heart. It
What did
was
it
right
look like? Was it a chain? Sometimes the cords look different. What did
it
it
wasn't a chain. It wasn't a chain. It was a rope.
was it a big rope or a
It was a
small?
thick, big rope.
Wow.
Thank you. I needed that. So you
Wow.
guys, I don't know if you guys just did it too. That is very powerful.
Good, I'm glad. I'm so happy that you could experience that
Yes,
because
I actually experienced and Audrey and I, we did not plan this. We did not, right? Like this is all organic. We are talking so organic. You
yes,
guys, our conversations are organic. So
yes.
this wasn't planned. I didn't tell you I want you to do this thing.
I
Um,
didn't I didn't even know we
yeah,
would.
yeah. And as we were doing it, I was, kind of closing my eyes and, I'm on the podcast. So I'm kind of like, okay. And then I just let go and I'm like, just go with it. Just let it go. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And so as I'm doing it, I kind of didn't think nothing was going to come up either, to be honest with you. I didn't know. And then she came up and I saw this big, thick rope and I was like,
Wow,
oh, and I know you couldn't see me, but I mean, literally as it was coming up,
I had my eyes closed. Mhm.
and okay, and I'm sure I just look ridiculous right now, but I just started crying. I couldn't, it was coming out, it was coming out, it was coming out. Okay, you guys, honestly, let's okay, Miss Audrey here. This is like
Like to see, like, how long that cord was there. Like, get a number on it. Like, I'll sometimes snap, and someone will say, "Well, it was there from 5 years ago or 10." That's another way to track it, you see? and then you can really see how long it was there, and then why did it go 5, 10 years, you see? And that's how you really heal the soul
Okay.
on the level, and also illness. Illness, you
Okay.
can talk to it too. So we can go on endless about this.
So it's talking directly to it and allowing it to release.
Well, it's like the soul. What is the soul?
So
The soul is you own your soul, and your body keeps the score. Your body knows, and you need someone who knows how to go in there and get it. It's not, with healing, and I work with amazing people at Seasons, like I'm lucky.
yes.
But a lot of people put people in a box. And that's the problem with healing. They box you first, and then they do what you do with the box. I'm not about a box.
So
Let's
like
get
a
out of
box,
the
to
box.
talk about a box then, so for the listeners understand. Okay, so we're talking about healing, and this is so good, ladies, because again, it has to start when we talk about the work and we talk about within. This is what Audrey Hope is talking about. It's the soul level healing. It's that energetically releasing it. Oh, oh, okay.
Right.
So talk about then when the box, like why we can't do it in
Well,
a
somebody
box.
say you're mentally ill, you're bipolar, you're an addict, you're this. No, you have anxiety. That's a problem because it becomes the general box. It's not general. It's very specific, and you have to look at what it is. If you have anxiety, that word will just keep you in it for a long, long time, and you'll have to take lots of medicines. No, let's go see what it is inside of you and at the root of it, and get it out so that you don't have to live with it anymore.
Oh, that's so good. So someone that has constant anxiety, it's not necessarily that you're just kind of born with the anxiety. It's like I think people think that. They think I'm just an anxiety person. I don't think that's a true statement because I
Well, sometimes it could happen when you're in utero. I had a case just 2 weeks ago where someone, talked about they were pregnant.
okay,
Their mother was pregnant, and they heard that their parents died in a car accident coming to see her. So
okay.
in utero, she picked up her mother's pain.
Oh my
See
gosh.
what I'm saying? And then she picked up the guilt, that she was pregnant and the parents were coming to see the daughter because she was pregnant. You see that? You got to
Yes.
track it. It was in her body from that. But you got to go beyond the rational mind and beyond the box to really look at individually what you're carrying. There's many pieces to the pie. Sometimes it's past life too. I mean, it is. It's many different things that are really need to be explored if you want to, like, not carry your issue. People say, I have an issue. Like, why do you still have an issue if you've been to 16 rehabs? And
Okay.
the other thing is with addiction, I never talk about the addiction.
Mhm,
Really,
mhm.
what's going on? Why do you have it? What's going on with it? People say, well, it's in my genes, it's in my family, it's a disease. Okay, I respect that, of course. But then my little sliver is let's go a little deeper and figure it
Yeah.
out. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, Miss Audrey, you coming back. When is this book gonna be done?
I really did it 20 years ago, but I've developed it more. I took
Okay,
a class on relationships. I'm doing, we're putting together, I don't want to talk about it, something
okay,
really special.
okay.
But I just finished like 2 days ago reorganizing all of the different pieces. So now I'm ready to really
Get
go
it
to
going.
town on it. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm excited.
Okay. So, okay, you guys, as you just heard, wow, is she just wow, just full of love and wisdom. No, thank you. Thank you for this
Had so much
incredible.
fun, and you're amazing, Charlene.
Oh,
You're the real
thank
deal, and I appreciate
oh,
authenticity and your heart, your sincerity, your determination, your life purpose, all of it back at you.
back at me.
Namaste. The divinity in me salutes the divinity in you.
Oh,
100%.
100%. Seriously. Is there anything thank you. Is there anything that, you would like to say to the listeners right now before I have to let you off? Oh my goodness.
Well, it's wonderful that you're listening to Charlene. And my advice would be the greatest thing is listen to your body and soul, because what happens is we get the message right away if we're dating someone, but we just don't listen. Listen to the red flags.
Listen.
Because 20 years later you'll be in the divorce court and you'll say, "Well, I knew." Just listen to your body. We're all intuitive, amazing beings. As women, we're very powerful. We're called the Shekinah in Hebrew. It's a very powerful light to have as women, and we should really learn to use it.
How do they get in your world? How can they find you? Like, seriously. And I'm telling you, when honestly, I'm not playing with you. She already knows this. When your book comes out, your team, you got to reach out to us. We're
Oh,
gonna have you back on the show. We're gonna promote your book. Don't forget about us. So I'm just letting you know right now. So we'll bring her back, you guys. Seriously, we'll bring her back. Even if it's in a year from now, whatever she needs to do, she will come back. Is there
well, I'm at the Audrey Hope on Instagram, and I'm audreyhope.com too. I
okay?
put everything on my website, the
Okay.
articles, things that I've written. Yeah.
Okay, so they can dive into your world on your website. They can go to Instagram. Do you
Uh-huh.
still have anything going on YouTube?
Oh,
Are
I
you
have all my stuff on YouTube too.
okay? And they can reach you at what?
A show called Hope for Relationships that I did a long time ago. First I did it like 10 minutes, then I put it into 2 minutes because the world is much faster now. So it's on there too, YouTube.
Okay, and everything's under Audrey Hope.
Um, Hope for Relationships. I think it's Audrey Hope for
Okay,
Relationships.
okay, perfect. Okay, you guys, get into her world, get into all the things because she's fabulous. She's the real deal, and I'm just so grateful to have her here today.
Thank you, Charlene. I had a wonderful time.
Oh, thank you so much. And to next time, cheers to great love. If you're loving this podcast and these incredible conversations, please hit the subscribe button and leave a 5-star review. Don't miss an episode because each week I'll be bringing on guests and experts who will share their knowledge about love, dating, and relationships so you can apply it into your own life. I'll see you next week. And until then, cheers to great love.